Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 10th and final episode of Oregaski no wa Imouto dakedo Imouto Janai. And last episode, our main character Yu decided to go on a group date with all of his little sisters, each one having a different sub-archetype of little sister, The Tsundere one, the Kudera one, the Dera one, just all of them, pretty much. Yeah, much fun was had, until things get a little bit messy at the end where Sakura, I believe it was, confessed to Yu, and Suzuka saw that and ran off, and it's something like that. So now Yu's got to go find her, I guess. So let's see how that goes. 3, 2, 1, play. And yeah, starting off with, the flashback scene that's been referenced in the show a lot. I cheered her up now, didn't it? Man, she is tiny there. Well, I knew you would because this is a flashback. And now we gotta have that happen again, so you, hurry up and find her. And then you hug her, and then you tell her that she's the only little sister for you, and all that good stuff. Yes, although Sakura kind of played it off and used too dense to really get it. You probably answer that. Well, you're not wrong, but you should still probably answer that. Uh, well, that's just part of being a tsundere, just... Well, I mean, sure, but you're still a cute little sister, that's something, right? It's okay for me to be Moe for little sisters. That's a good title right there. Very promising title. Yes, the big reveal. Yes, you were just in denial. There we go. I'm glad to see you admit it. Oh, the irony. Well, we already established that you're a Baka Oni-chan, so just find her and make up. She's in the same spot as last time. Yes, you know where she is. Now run to her. Tell her the truth. All of the truth and nothing but the truth. I found you. Uh, well, yeah, but she's not a real little sister. Yeah, she clearly did. Yeah, well, that's what he believes, so. And she would never lie to me. No need to be mean, Suzuka. Yes, be honest with her. Tell her how much you love her and all that. Here we go. It's quite a bit of build-up. There we go. I'm proud of you, man. Oh, wow. Well, he can and he does. uh, and above all, yes. I knew he understood deep down. This scene. Now we can have a proper conversation with that one guy. That's because he was ashamed of himself, but now he is able to let it all go. But you can't lie to yourself forever, man. Yeah, people do start to ask questions when that's the case. Luckily, I don't have a little sister, so. So how are you going to respond to this, Suzuka? Yeah, he won't dare touch my precious little sister work. Yeah, she wouldn't, but we knew that. What were you trying to achieve, Oni-chan? I know, right? The show is basically over at this point, and I really doubt we'll ever get a season 2, so. uh, because. Well, wasn't that a happy scene? Uh, about the contest, who's the winner? Did you forget about that? You mentioned it like not even 5 minutes ago. Okay, there we go. A data sister wins. Not surprising, but. Of course, it's only natural that I would win, the real little sister. You know, the one that he's actually going to be with. Yes, that day. I know we've shrunk. Oh, a pinky promise, that is serious. What? I can't hear you. Well, this is anime, so I'm going to assume it was a promise to get married. Which, if that's the case, yeah, you better follow through with that. Whew, well, that was an eventful day. So what are we going to walk in on? Huh. Couldn't sleep. Guess I answered that question. I like your pajamas. They're cute. Yeah. For some people more than others. Well, I didn't. But then again, I hadn't, read the book, unfortunately. Well, no. That's to be expected, though. Everyone's gotta have a dream. I'm looking forward to that. Yes, Sakurada Itsuki. Does the name ring a bell? Oh wait, no, is that her brother? I mean, that would make sense to her description of her brother, but that's a different family name than hers, so I don't know. That typesetting. Well, at least you gave me a letter. I'll treasure it forever. Yeah, something. So, here we go. See how this goes. The Battle of the Imouto Moe. Yes. There's the potential, you. I do enjoy this show more than I should, I know that. Okay. Well, of course. That just shows how much I'm into Little Sisters. Oh, well. But I got plenty to say. Oh no, we're just getting started. uh. Oh. Shots fired. You could say that. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's on now. Oh yes, I do. Okay, here we go. It's a good way to put it, actually. I see. That's a fair point. Objection. Oh, wow. It is definitely on now. Clearly. You can't overlook that. Little sister has feelings? What is this nonsense? I guess that's also a fair point. Man, this is... Oh, okay. Uh... Yes, I think Yu was on another level. It's possible in anime at the very least. He's been defeated. And here we go. We got some more rivals. The fans come in. Yeah, you don't touch those characters. Especially the little sister. Well, aren't they having fun over there? Yep, that was right. Although that was kind of obvious. Yep. That's a great jump. Yeah, you know. Just doing my job and stuff. That is a pretty stupid thing to do. Everyone is against him all of a sudden. And like how they all just walk in there on him cuddling with his sister, you know, in a serious work, you know, meeting. You were a little bit late. Explain yourself, man. That's a terrible explanation. Sounds about right. The little sister enthusiast who has a little sister that also loves him. Yes, I get it, but doesn't make it okay. She really looks like the older sister when you look at this scene. Oh wow, I guess he probably didn't like that. No. Oh god. Don't be too rough with him. I'm glad to see that he's showing you the light. Indeed. They really are. It's not easy to get on his level, admittedly. And she's just still on his lap. And I don't think she's gonna get off until he makes her. Well, you know now. He really is. I know, right? I did notice that. Definitely takes some guts to do that. Yeah, she's been enjoying it. Oof. And she's been kicked off. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. uh, that entire scene. Yes, you do that, Sakura. It was. Oh, the Kanzaka sisters. But it's all over. Of course, little Miss Sundere, I know. It went fine. Pretty much as well as it could have went. Another off-screen explanation. She's just so Sundere. Yes, all of you are his partners. Of course, you know, I would be disappointed if Mai didn't show up. You do that. Sounds great. That's how it works. Well, she's a #1 fan, right? So Suzuka's #1 little sister. Yes, we've established that in this episode, I think. You know, don't get Tsundere on us, on you. That's still a fact. You can't deny that. Oh, Suzuka. But yeah, it's kind of hard for you to, you know, deny your feelings for your little sister when you had her sit on your lap for most of that meeting. Don't get dizzy. Very high up slide. You know, she really didn't get much screen time in the show. She had a lot less than I expected. Oof. What? Nice slow pan up shot of Suzuka. Okay. Now just pull it up a little bit more. It looks nice on you. Good response. Yes, you should do that. Funky, cool. I did not sound like funky to me. But okay. So that was the 10th and final episode of Ore ga Sukina no wa Imouto dakedo Imouto janai. And yeah, this show. Well, this final episode, I thought it was pretty good for the most part. We obviously mended our relationship between you and Suzuka there at the bench, which, you know, I figured would be the case, you know. Obviously, we're trying to draw a parallel between that and the previous situation like this between them. And he walked up to her, she called him a liar and all that, so he knew what he needed to do there. He needed to be honest, and he was. He told her all about it. How he loved little sisters, how he's denied his love for little sisters because he was worried that she would hate him for it and all that. but he's now thrown all that away and being completely true and honest to himself, which he should have done that a while ago. Would have made things in the show go a lot more smoothly, but you know, I guess it takes some time for you to cast that off. And doing so allowed them to mend their relationship pretty well. Of course, the next big thing to deal with was the, you know, Sakurada Itsuki, I think they called him, you know, the other little sister enthusiast. So, because the problem with him was that he wanted to make modifications to his work, you know, his character. And we don't want that to happen. But last time he tried to defend his position, he couldn't match Itsuki in his love with little sisters. However, that changed because he now could be more honest with himself, and we had a direct, you know, a direct encounter between the two of them, and the fight for who is the true little sister enthusiast, and you won. Yep, because as we established, Itsuki just has, you know, this selfish lust for little sisters and all that, whereas you is a true little sister connoisseur, you know, who only, you know, goes for the little sister if she loves him as well, and all that, which pretty much just completely goes against Itsuki's philosophy of, you know, if you're not a true little sister enthusiast unless your sister hates you or whatever he said, but you was a good example of that not being the case, you know? And to prove that point, he just grabs his little sister, has her sit on his lap for the rest of the scene, basically. So yeah, he thoroughly defeated him there. And to make matters worse, you had a bunch of other people show up, you know. You had Ahegawa Double Piece, Mai, and Sakura, you know. As soon as she left the note and left the letter and left, I knew that she was like, it clicked in my head that Itsuki was her older brother, because that just made way too much sense, you know. I honestly surprised I didn't figure it out sooner, but I did figure it out then, so I was not too surprised when Sakura showed up. In fact, I was waiting for that to happen for most of the scene, but she did eventually show up. And just completely just destroyed her brother for the most part. And he confessed to all sorts of stuff, you know, like his jealousy of, you know, Tamano Sensei, of how his work affected him, all that stuff. And it was, yeah, pretty satisfying conclusion to that whole thing. I kind of wanted the actual back and forth between them, you know, between you and Itsuki to go a little bit longer, to be a bit more epic, you know. But I can accept what we got there. I can accept that. It was pretty great, though, especially how he just had her sit on his lap the entire time, and somebody eventually mentioned it, and she's just, like, still looking so happy, you know? It was great. I just love seeing Suzuka happy, you know, when she gets her Oni-chan fill in any given scene. That was great to watch. But yeah, eventually everyone showed up, you know, and it was all good. It was all good, but yeah, the moral of the scene is the fact that Yu is the true little sister enthusiast in the show, and nobody can match him. That's basically what it comes down to. He still has not admitted that he's in love with his little sister quite yet. You know, he hasn't quite got to that point, but, you know, admitting his love for little sister Moe is a good first step, and you could tell Suzuka is happy with that first step and is willing to, you know, to work on it. I'm sure we'll eventually get to that point. But yeah, I was kind of hoping we get at least one, you know, sibling kiss in the final episode to end things off, but nah, we didn't get that, unfortunately. But, you know, I wasn't really expecting it. I just kind of wishful thinking, hopeful, in the back of my mind sort of deal. But yeah, the episode ended off, you know, Suzuka has her new uniform. I guess she's going to high school now, so, you know, cool. It's cool. I would like a season 2. I don't think we're going to get a season 2. In fact, I'd be shocked if we got a season 2. This show was not particularly popular, you know, and to be quite frank, it wasn't particularly good either. So, you know, just all the budget issues that it had, you know, a lot of animation hiccups, you know, and a lot of, you know, just not exactly the most well-written show ever, so it has too much things going against it that it's not gonna ever really get a second season. It's just not gonna happen. But, you know, I enjoyed my time with it. You know, it might not be the best show ever or even a good show, but I had fun with it. I enjoyed a lot of the characters and their interactions, you know. I enjoyed the shamelessness, you know. I just... yeah, there's not really a lot to say about it, but, you know, the theme as well. I love the little sister romance theme, the little sister Moa theme in general. Like, that was really a big thing with the entire show. You know, that's what the entire show is really boils down to, is the fact that it was about little sister Moa and, you know, learning about it, accepting it, you know, becoming in one with it and all that. So, you know, he definitely got a good understanding of that by the end of the episode, so, end of the show. So that's definitely good. I don't know if I have much more to say on the show, really. There's not really a lot to comment on, aside from the fact that I like the little sister stuff. I like the light novel stuff because I do like light novels, at least at the very least, like, you know, anime adaptation of light novels, you know, so it was all pretty cool. I did like the theme of the show, and I liked most of the girls, really. I know not everyone liked Mai, but I don't know, something about her just kind of resonated with me. She was a fun character. I had Go Double Piece. Obviously, I didn't really like her character design. I'm not a big fan of those monster tits, but I liked her personality. She seemed like a pretty nice, fun girl that would be nice to hang out with. I enjoyed her. The Kanzaka sisters, I didn't really care for much at all, really. Like, I didn't hate them or anything, but they were just kind of meh. Didn't really care for them. Sakura I liked. Sakura was pretty cool. Obviously, she tried her best to be a good little sister for our protagonist here, and she did a decent job of it. I did think it was kind of funny how she had an older brother and yet still had this, you know, idealized brother thing that she was trying to get with you. That was pretty funny. And yeah, that final scene with her just really laying into her real brother was pretty great to watch too. Eska, she didn't have enough screen time for me to really develop too much of an opinion on her, but I didn't really dislike her or anything like that. But she definitely got robbed as far as screen time goes, like, without a doubt. I guess you could say Reika kind of did as well, but, you know, Reika was the editor. She wasn't really like one of his inner circle harem friend members, whatever you want to call her. So, you know, it makes sense that she wouldn't get a huge amount of screen time, but she got enough, you know. I had no strong feelings about her one way or the other either. But one thing I did like about her was some of the things she did, like talking to you on the phone, like in the bath and stuff, you know, to save time, you know, be efficient and all that. That was pretty funny. But aside from that, don't really care about it too much. And Suzuka, you know, I like Suzuka. She was always pretty entertaining to watch at any given time. You know, especially when she gets all lovey-dovey and all into Cloud 9 over her brother being nice to her. Those are always fun to watch. And our protagonist, Yu, as a character, I thought he was okay. You know, he was a little bit too, you know, spineless in certain scenes, of course, but I think overall he had some pretty good growth and development throughout the course of the show, and by the end of it, I had a decent amount of respect for him as a protagonist. Pretty positive impression of him overall, I guess I would say. Definitely not the best protagonist I've ever seen, but I've definitely seen worse, I guess I could say. But yeah, I think that's really all the thoughts I have on the show. It was not a good show. I know it was not a good show. You know, if somebody tried to make it sound like a masterpiece, they would have some difficulty, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the characters, the theme, the shamelessness. It was just kind of a fun ride to have. And even though it's not going to happen, if it ever did have a second season, I would watch it. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.